Howdy guys, Kirk and Jason here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. Today what we're going to show you is how to patch in a hole in the wall. The fella Lee is installing a Viking stove oven. It's monstrosity. Anyhow, I put a couple holes through the wall, but we are high up on the hill in Oakland, up on Skyline. We get 100-mile-an-hour winds. Fortunately, we're on the side that is the north side. It doesn't get all the rain and wind, but still we're up high. I'm going to show you guys how to put something together where it takes a little bit more skill, and there's a lot of ways to do this, as almost every job we do. Here's what we have to work with. These are the vents for the Viking stove. Now, this fella put a heavy felt here, and that's fine. You can do this so many different ways, guys. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to paper it, to put it back together. Now, what I've done is broken out a little bit more here because our top paper has got to go under this existing paper. And I'll show you how. See, in back of here, you've got his flashing where it covers this flashing. The two-layer papers here for the weather barrier when they did this house originally. Not that old of a house because they're using two-layer paper. Anyhow, I'll show you how we do that. Now, over here, there's a lot of different things we can use. We got the flashing here, these peeling sticks. There's many peeling sticks, but first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some caulking going on because this piece right here is iffy. So, I mean, water, we're on a side where it gets very little wind and rain, but we are high up on here. So I want to seal this together. And I'm going to do both sides just like that. This side over here too. There we go. Get this stuff on you guys, it's a nightmare to get off. Okay, now that we got that down, I pre-cut some papers. Let's see, I'm going to take these guys over here, pre-cut them already, and just see here. Maybe I'll get over here so you guys can actually see how to do this stuff. Okay, they use 2-ply paper to start with, so I'm going to use 2-ply. What I like to do is I like to go as high under this as possible, almost to the vent itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right up to there and go overlap on their 2 layers. Same here, same there. Okay, now that that's done, put a couple hammer tacks, and what we do is excess, we simply cut it off. Right here and right here. Now I'm going to put 2 more layers on the sides. First of all, I think what I'll do is I'll do my middle. Now my middle is going to go under this. It goes underneath this paper as high up as you can get it. Okay, and it doesn't hurt to continue another piece over that bottom joint. Just like that. Now we're going to put a piece over here. And yes, we already have a piece on there. Here's a tip, guys. I'm going to put another one on the seam here. Once I tack all this wire down, it's going to push the caulking into that seam. Now, what I do is I put this paper here on top of there, cover it, put a couple staples on it. Oops. Got to put some staples, otherwise when you go to cut it, it'll just move all over the place. And here, I'll cut this side out. Cut this side out, just like so. And here, all that gets tucked in there nicely. And on the top, find a piece of, and we're going to continue that same process. We go underneath this, and what I like to do is, why I broke this out a little bit further here, is to slide underneath my cut there. Okay, so we got that going on. And we're going to do the other side the exact way. We find these, cut here, and here. There we go. And notice this piece right here is underneath that piece right there. Any excess you can just put anywhere, right there, just to hold it. Now that's pretty watertight. That's about the best we're going to get you. We are going to repeat that same thing here. I'm going to take this polyurethane caulking and we're going to seal the vent to it. Why do we have to seal the vent to it? Well, because moisture can get back there too with the wind and the rain. We do both sides just like this. I'm actually going to do this top here too. It's going to take me about 3 to 4 minutes. I'll do this and then I'll show you how we do the wire. All right guys, the next phase is after you got this nasty caulking on here, what I'll use is a piece of paper throwaway. This stuff gets on you, it's really hard to get off, real drag. Anyhow, so then you take the existing wire and put it back up. Here we go, I'm just gonna tack it on with my hammer tacker at first. Then after I got this on, I'll counter it with the other wire. And the important thing about this is you gotta stucco wire is always got to overlap itself. If you don't overlap it, say like 2 inches minimum, you'll get a hairline crack. And that's why Lee here, when he broke this out, Lee and I have been working together for a while. He's pretty good. He knows exactly how to break this out. You can't, if you don't have the wire in here, then you will get a hairline crack. So we do this, we tie it in, and we get a piece of wire and kind of counter that wire, counter our own wire. And see here, the idea is we're 2 inches over this 2 inches. That way when we do the cement work, it won't get a joint there. I mean, can stucco crack? Absolutely. But if you go by the book and you overlap properly, chances are it's not going to. All right, we are done here. And now granted, if I bring out my gun to just staple this off, it'd take me longer to set my gun up than to put a few nails in it. So I know where my studs are, so I'm gonna place some nails. I'm just gonna hammer them in. The wire's self-furring. It holds away from the wall because it's furred that way. I'm gonna tack in some nails to hold it all in place, and that'll be good enough for a lath inspection. You don't have to have staples in if you're doing a lath inspection. As long as it's secure, you're fine. Anyhow, guys, hope that shows you the caulking method as far as when you're in a real high windy area, because that moisture, you don't want any water going through these seams, especially on these verticals when you only have 2 measly inches of tie-in. On a new house, we tie in 1 inch and a foot and a half, but we don't have that luxury here. That's why we do the caulking. Anyhow, my name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. As usual, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.